So today, we're playing the Pyromancer, and we are playing an awesomely fun, super fantastic friendly fire build. As we're going to be given a 100% crit chance, and it's going to be exploding our enemies just like this. We're also going to be inflicting a lot of debuffs, but we do have that big damage. We're about to reach that 60 threshold. Come on, super close, and just barely. Holy moly, was that way too close for comfort. But hey, check this run out, and let me know what you think of this build. Okay, let's go jump some rank games with the Pyromancer and see just what we can do today. So a pretty decent run one. We're going to be crafting up a shell totem. I'm going to be grabbing another shiny shell. And we're going to grab as much flames as possible. Now I do actually want to roll. I do want exactly any of these items. Now that is a leather armor on sale, which actually I'm going to grab, and I'm going to offer it up into our offering bowl, even though it would be pretty decent to keep. Now I'm also going to take a banana for this round. And that's all we can really do. I'm not going to add in our banana, not going to add in our flame. Let's craft up our shell totem. And we'll see how this goes for round one. And honestly, going up against opponents, we should be in a pretty darn good spot. Since they have the Amulet of Energy. It's looking like they gambled and lost for that amulet. However, this will be pretty good later on, but it's not going to be that great for them right now. However, what we're going to get, we got ourselves an amulet, which is kind of awesome. The Amulet of Life. We got the Amulet of Life, which is awesome. However, for this one, I'm going to be grabbing this frying pan. We're going to be adding in our banana. We do not want to offer these up. However, that is a leaf badge, which I actually do really want to grab. I do want to roll once, and we're going to have to reserve this leather bag. Now, I do actually want to keep this Amulet of Life. I do want to keep all our flames. We'd like to craft up a molten dagger, but we are going to need that banana in if we're adding in a frying pan, because I do want that DPS from a frying pan along with our dagger. And I do want that shell totem to keep us alive while it gives us more power, so we can deal more damage. And so far, looking pretty darn good. Smashing even. Just pausing the video here very quickly, just to ask you to subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks. Now let's get back to the video. So with that, let's go and grab our leather bag. Let's actually go ahead and grab a garlic too. We'll switch it over to this side. That way we get a little bit more food items. We can add in our Amulet of Life along with a flame. Now I do want to roll once again. That's an eye lamp. That's a leather bag. I do want to grab both these. Now unfortunately, I'm actually going to offer up the stone so we can get another flame. And we're going to move on with the setup. I'm going to see how this goes for now. Now, our Reaper is going to have a lot of damage with 2 wooden swords and a whetstone. We should have also pretty darn good damage. Especially with a shell totem, that's going to stack up that power first. It's also going to give us a little bit of healing. And the longer the fight goes on, the more we're going to scale our crit chance, even though it's only going to be small crit chance. So honestly, it's going to be crazy good for us. Nice, we got our flames. Now we could go for short bow if we do want to, but honestly, I don't exactly want to. I do want to get that eye lamp, and I do want to add in more flames. Now we could literally craft a blunt dagger, which we probably should have already. So, you know what? We are going to craft it up. And we're going to have our leaf badge in this position in between our 2 weapons and our eye lamp, targeting our frying pan. That way we just scale up that a little bit of accuracy. Well, we're also going to be scaling up luck, so accuracy is not going to be much of a problem. But also scales up that damage as well. So our DPS right now shouldn't be too bad whatsoever. We should have a decent bit of healing with the shell totem. And with the Amulet of Life. And with our food items. So we should be in a pretty good spot. Definitely going to begin this Berserker who's just rocking a frying pan. And we got a massive crit. Awesome. That is a turnip, which I do kind of want to grab instead of the frying pan. Which I'm thinking we're going to do. So we're going to say goodbye to good old frying pan. We're going to be taking this eye lamp for now. This eye lamp. This fanny pack for now. I'm thinking we're going to offer up our shiny shell this round. To try and get something a little bit different, because with our stamina, we might not be able to handle the turnip. So we're going to just get rid of it and try to get some different items from our offering bowl. Rather than selling it, we can transform it into some other items. But unfortunately, this is looking quite dangerous because our opponent does have 6 regen. Well, can we bring it back? We should have a little bit more DPS than they do, but they have stacked up a lot more spikes. But just 2 HP in the dream. That Amulet of Life definitely keeping us in it. Okay, so we got ourselves a mana orb, which is madness in itself. We might actually want to keep that, because we could go for a flame type build. So for the first round, or for this round, we're going to grab our stamina sack. Not going to grab that and look at our rope right now. It is gone mad. Yeah, if you right click on it, it does this crazy thing. Which is kind of funny. So for this round, I'm actually going to sell one flame. Just so we can get a chili pepper, that way we stack up a little bit more heats. I'm going to keep our mana orb, just in case we do want to go for friendly fire. And we'll see how we get on with this sort of setup for now. So we're going to be stacking up mana, which is not going to be doing anything really. We do have a chili pepper to continuously stack damage on our molten dagger, which should be awesome. We should be able to turbo stack a lot of spikes, but our opponent is unfortunately going to I was going to say outpace us. We got a big smack at the end there. Because that dragon skull armor and that duffel bag, they take so much less damage. It's looking like they're going to win out. But right at the end, that molten dagger did 19 damage, which is crazy. But awesome at the same time. Speaking of crazy but awesome at the same time, we're going to be grabbing the side lamp. We're not going to be offering that up. We could take a lucky clover. Let's grab it. Let's roll. That's a draconic orb if we do want it as well. That's also a holy armor on sale, which I'm going to take for now. I'm not going to be offering up any of these. But let's see what we can do. Now our opponent is going to be turbo stacking a lot more spikes since they have a pineapple. They're also going to be inflicting some debuffs, which is going to be pretty bad. With 2 eye lamps on, our turn up, and we're stacking up luck, we should have 100% accuracy even if they stack up a lot of blinds. But that spikes is going to be quite scary, but we still 1 HP. Now, if we didn't have this Amulet of Life, we would actually be losing a lot of fights. We're barely just scraping by. Now, at this point, I'm actually going to go for that friendly fire. That's a pineapple. We're going to be crafting up this flame. This should be fantastic. We're also going to let go of the burning dagger for now. Let's craft up this flame up. Let's grab our pineapple. This doesn't mean we actually can't get our holy armor for now. We do have a leaf badge on our friendly fire, and I do actually want to get an acorn color. That way we can get crit chance on the friendly fire. So if we stack up to that 60 heats, we can deal 200 damage, which is going to be crazy. And we'll see how this goes for now. And so far, not looking so bad. Going to begin this ranger. Smashing a big crit to finish him off there, dealing 66 damage. Okay, unfortunately, our shop just rerolled by itself. Wait, hold on. What? What's going on? Unfortunately, our shop just rerolled itself 2 times there, and we lost a few items I actually want to grab. I did want to get ourselves that card, so we could actually, since we're going to be stacking up luck, we could be stacking up a lot of power, which would increase our DPS quite significantly. But unfortunately, since it actually decided to roll itself, we actually lost a little bit of value. And we do want to grab the Sacred Collar. That way we actually get some crit chance. That should be fantastic. Which should be fantastic. Now, I do actually kind of want to add in our box of riches. Or should we just offer up the garlic so we get more flames? I think we're just going to offer up the garlic so we get more flames. Alternatively, we can have in our box of riches, get a gemstone, offer up that gemstone, and just keep grabbing flames every round. That way either. But I think we're just going to move on. And now we could sell this. I'm actually going to roll once, even though we wasted a lot of gold rolling. I do actually want to grab this potion belt too. Well, let's move on with this setup. And we should be in a much better spot. We should be able to turbo stack our crit chance with the leaf badge, and the faster we stack up our luck, the faster we get that crit chance, and we should be able to deal big damage with that flame up. However, it's just not going to be enough, unfortunately. And that's another acorn color which I do actually want to grab, just so we don't have to turbo scale as fast. Let's grab this potion belt for now. And let's actually grab this acorn color. And we're going to slot it in this position for now. I'm actually going to sell this box of riches. I'm going to sell this gemstone because I actually do want to craft up. I'm going to craft up moon armor instead of sun armor. The sun armor would provide a lot of healing, but moon armor is going to give us a lot of block, and it's going to be just turbo stacking a lot of mana for us. Alternatively, we can just go for that sun armor and just keep our mana orb in this position. We get a ton of healing. We will use up a lot of our flames though, but it does provide a lot. It does provide a lot of healing. It does also remove some buffs, or we can use moon armor, which does reflect those debuffs. We're also stacking up a lot of mana for us. So we can either go turbo stacking mana with the moon armor. However, we don't exactly have a crazy amount of heat items. So I'm actually going to prioritize going for that moon armor. And for this round, we're actually going to take out our Amulet Life. Even though it's been so good, just so we can have our food items in like so. And now with double acorn collars, we should be able to reach that 100% crit chance just much faster. That's for sure. Our opponent is going to be turbo stacking life like crazy. They're also going to be stacking up a lot of spikes, but we should be able to deal that big damage. That flame up dealing massive damage, and it's going to get faster and faster. And smash. Did you see that big crit? Now, it wasn't quite 200, but that's because our opponent does have that damage reduction. But still, 140 damage crit from Friendly Fire. Because by the time we actually get to it, we have stacked up enough luck to get that big crit. Now for this round, we're going to be grabbing this. We're also going to be grabbing this flute because that is also going to be a magic item, which is going to give us 20 armor on top. So it is going to be pretty darn good to get in. Now I'm going to gamble. I'm going to check what this is going to be. The Amulet Feasting, which might not be too bad, to be quite honest. So we can actually target our pineapple, our chili pepper, and our banana just a little bit faster. And we should be in a much better spot. And we could take this Lucky Clover. That way we get 10% crit chance from the very beginning. Just so we don't have to scale as much. Should we actually? I'm thinking we leave it for now. Even though it is on sale for one, we could sell one flame to grab it, but I much prefer keeping these items for now. And now the Amulet Feasting is also going to increase our spike generation just a little bit, which should be awesome. So it should mean we should be able to get that heat a little bit faster. But unfortunately, we just couldn't survive going up against this opponent. I'm actually going to roll. I don't exactly want any of these items. That's that card that we did want. That's also to reduce our opponent's healing, which is going to be pretty darn good too. So I actually do want to grab these. But first of all, let's grab this carrot. It does mean we can grab this garlic. We're going to take it. That's the blueberries, which we are going to have to take, that's for sure. And that's cheese, which I also do want to grab. That blueberries is going to be stacking up the mana. It's also going to give us more armor, so that should be fantastic. So we have a lot of good items in our shop. We're going to have to move on for now. The cap is going to be a high priority because we do not want to get bursted down pretty fast. Because we are scaling builds, which is why I like the moon armor too. It just gives us a lot of block at the very beginning. However, unfortunately, we just can't keep up with our opponents. We just can't keep up with our opponents right now. We're going to take this cap. We're going to be crafting up this into cap discomforts. We're going to roll once. And that's another set of blueberries, which I do actually want to grab pretty badly. We do actually really want this cheese too. That way we're scaling up that max life. I do want that item for even more scaling damage. A lot of good items, just not a whole lot of space, unfortunately. So we're just going to have to continue on once again, and we could end up bleeding on our life here. But we'll see. Our opponent is rocking the Dark Saber. They're going to be inflicting a lot of blind on us. We're going to be stacking up luck and our items, so our accuracy shouldn't be too much of a problem. That's going to be their main layer of defense. And so far, not too bad. We're managing to bring it back, which is awesome. And we did survive with 2 lives left. We did start to fall off towards the end there, but we can honestly make this a lot better. So we're going to continue on for now. Especially if we grab this cheese. And we grab these blueberries. And we do want to roll. That's on sale though. We do want to roll, and we do desperately need this potion bolt. So at this point, I think we're going to sell our garlic, and we're going to sell this burning coal. So we can actually grab this potion bolt. That way we can actually add in our food items. It does mean we cannot add in this lucky clover, but it should be okay for now. Because we're adding in our food items, we should be in a much better spot. Now this Amulet Feasting is not in the most fantastic spot, but it should be okay for now. And we should be able to turbo stack, especially with the cheese. We should be able to turbo stack our life, but that opponent is stacking up, and it's going to be quite scary. But look at that damage, a 200 crit from that Friendly Fire. Which is amazing. We're basically giving that Friendly Fire that big win con. Now we're going to add in our eye lamp. Don't exactly want any of these items. I do want to roll. That's more crit chance. I don't think we're actually going to need that crit chance. We are definitely going to need these potion balls. Now I am going to continue to roll. I do want to find some more food items that we can try to get more cheese, because cheese is going to be a fantastic way to keep us alive. Alternatively, we can go for a glowing crown. We could take that glowing crown to try and get that invulnerability, but I don't think I'm going to spend that much gold on it. And that's another pineapple, which we are desperately going to want, because that is going to increase our spike stacking, which does mean our flame up can turbo stack a lot better. However, we're going to have to rock on with the setup. Is it going to be enough? Now our opponent is going to have a lot of invulnerability. They're also going to be inflicting a lot of debuffs, but we do have that big damage. We're about to reach that 60 threshold. Come on, super close. And just barely. Holy moly, was that way too close for comfort. But that 200 damage coming in super clutch right at the end. Which is awesome. Now, even with 17 blind, we still had 100% accuracy on our flame, which is pretty darn good. Let's keep moving for now. We're definitely going to take pineapple. We're going to be taking another pineapple. We're going to be taking protective little purse. Now, we do actually want to grab another cap, just so we have a little bit more time to scale up that damage. Now, with that, we're actually going to change our whole setup around. So we have our moon armor in this position. We have our flute over here. We have our friendly fire in this position. Now, we do need more flames. So we do need to be offering up more things in our offering bowl, to be quite honest. But it might be a little bit too late. Alternatively, we can move this away, but we do want crit chance on both our flame up along with our friendly fire. So we're going to have to run with this setup for now. And we should be in a much better spot. With 3 pineapples, we should be able to turbo stack our spikes, which does mean our heat generation is going to increase significantly. Because it does mean we have more consistent scaling of our heats, which does mean we can get to that 60 heat a lot faster, dealing that big crit damage. However, smashing. That's insane. Crit chance on the friendly fire is awesome. That is for sure. But let's keep moving for now. And that is another. That's kind of insane. We can craft up another cap discomfort, which is going to reduce that healing. Should we actually do it? I think we do. Let's grab both these. Let's roll. And I'm thinking we're going to slot it in here for now, which does mean we're going to lose 2 of our flames. Which does mean our friendly fire is not going to trigger as fast. Which is unfortunate, but if we do want to craft up this cap, it is going to have to be in this position. Otherwise, we could lose one of our food items. But I do want to keep as much of our food items as possible. So we're going to keep it this way. Just so we have that enough time, or give us a big chance to scale up that damage, while also reducing our opponent's healing, so they can't deal with our damage as well. And smashing. Awesome. We didn't actually get to that heat threshold, but still pretty good overall. Now with that cap discomfort, we should be in a good spot. Should we grab another lucky clover? There's no real point, is there? We do stack up luck pretty fast. We'll grab it anyway, and we'll move on. We'll grab this fanny pack for now. We'll roll once more. We'll grab potion bolt. We definitely need a tiny bit of storage. Not too much though. We'll grab it all the same. We'll add the fanny pack in that position. We can add these back in. We can go for second flame up, but we're going to leave for now. We could lose our heat on our friendly fire. Say place this over in this position. Grab this. And then that's looking pretty darn good too. It does mean though our amulet feasting will have to sit up top, which is not going to be the greatest position of all time. Or we could have a flute in this position. We can grab this armor. And that's looking a lot better. So we're actually going to do that for now. Which does mean I'm going to sell our lucky clover. I'm going to roll once. I'm thinking we're going to prioritize our amulet feasting in this position. We're going to lose on 1 pineapple. It's much better than losing a lot of food items. So this is looking a lot better. We have a ton of armor. And the problem is, our friendly fire is not going to be the fastest friendly fire of all time. Alternatively, we can actually switch that down there, and it actually gets a little bit better, which should be fantastic. But anyways, this is going to be our final round. This is our final setup. Honestly, it's been a ton of fun stacking up that friendly fire and getting that big win con with 200 damage dealt. While also stacking up that damage on the flame up, which is pretty good too. And there's not much else we can do right now. So let's go ahead and see if we can win. Is it going to be enough? Okay, we are going to begin chain up. So they are going to try to turbo delete our buffs. So they're going to try to counter slap it. As they stack up their own life with that cheese, they're going to turbo stack it. However, are they going to be able to stack up that life faster than we can deal that damage? Because we're going to have a lot of damage with that flame up. As you see, that damage is stacking up like crazy. They do have battle rage. They're going to be in battle rage for quite some time. But look at that. We reached that 200 damage. And smashing. Awesome. Dealing just about 800 damage in 15 seconds. Which is not too bad. But definitely could be improved. As for heals, we had a little bit of healing, which is kind of awesome. It could have been way better, to be honest. As for block, not too crazy. And we did manage to stack up quite a bit of life. We just managed to stack up an extra 90 life, which is not too bad overall. But overall, this build was a ton of fun. Playing for that friendly fire win con. Dealing that massive 200 damage. Giving crit chance to friendly fire is awesome. We did survive 3 lives left. Let's check how much points we got. Plus 14 ranks up quite a bit. But anyways, I'm going to leave you here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to see you look out for the next one. See you next time.